I had posted in a Christians women's group last night, and I was talking to a woman who was on the side that the spiritual gifts are done away with. And this is one of her arguments that she used. I don't know how to say the name of what it's called whenever you think that the spiritual gifts stopped with the apostles. And then there's also the other side of you believe that the spiritual gifts are still working today. So if we look at this verse, it's 1 Corinthians and 13, and there's also some up here that I want to look at after this, but let me show you this first. So this is an argument that she used with these verses. It's talking about how love is more important than the gifts. In verse 8, it says, "Charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there is knowledge, it shall vanish away." Okay, that's talking about the gifts. The gifts are going to vanish away eventually. But love, charity is never going to go away. So the gifts of the Spirit are to edify and build the church of Christ before he comes back. Maybe I can find a verse for that, but those are my own words. And these are the verses that she used. "For we know in part and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away." So she was claiming that the perfect has already come, and that was Jesus. And so the gifts were done away, but that wouldn't make sense because Jesus himself told the apostles to go and use their gift to cast out demons and to lay hands on the sick and to do other things. So that just wouldn't make sense. When that which is perfect is come, I believe that means whenever Christ returns, and we won't need those gifts anymore, but there will still be love. Biblical hermeneutics is using other parts of the Bible to understand other parts. So after those verses, it gives this: "For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known." So for now we see through a glass darkly. So again, that's comparing the spiritual gifts that we have right now. It's like we are seeing through a glass darkly, but then face to face. So when the perfect is come, it will be face to face. It will be clear. But right now it's, and this is just my interpretation and my understanding of this. If I'm wrong, I would love for somebody to correct me. But right now on earth, it's not clear. We're not face to face with God. Like it says in Revelation, that we will see his face and we will be his people. So the chapter right above it, it said, okay, so in the chapter right above it, it said, "And God has set some in the church," verse 28. "First apostles, secondarily prophets." So this right here is even separating the apostles from those who are doing the gifts, or it's separating the gifts between the people. "First apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then gifts of healings, helps, governments, diversities of tongues." Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all workers of miracles? So it's asking, so it's asking, is everybody doing this? Is everybody doing each one of these? No, there's different ones for different people. Have all the gifts of healing? Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? And then it says, "But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way." So he right here is saying to covet earnestly the best gifts. Like we should want to have the best gifts here.